When you Google Rothschild, you're not just looking up a family name. You're diving into centuries of wealth, influence, and controversy. From Mayer Rothschild's humble beginnings in Frankfurt's Jewish ghetto to the family's monumental impact on global finance, the Rothschild story is one of extraordinary transformation and power. Linked with promoting and profiting from historic wars, funding estates, and influencing rulers, their legacy is as vast as it is complex. But how did this story begin? How do you go from being a youngster in Frankfurt's ghetto to the founding father of international finance and the patriarch of one of the world's most influential families? Frankfurt, 1462. Skirmishes between the Jewish community and the town council led to the relocation of Jews outside the city wall and moat. What seemed like a solution to the frequent clashes eventually turned out ineffective. As the Jewish population grew, the allocated area became too small, forcing some to build their houses in the moat. Despite this, the population grew and expanded, and initial houses had to be divided with extra structures added to accommodate more families. This overcrowded area became the Jewish ghetto of Frankfurt. Judengasse, Frankfurt, was a narrow lane with about 3,000 Jews living in overcrowded conditions. The ghetto had 3 gates restricting Jews from going out at night, on Christian holidays, and Sundays. They were also restricted from visiting certain public areas and couldn't be out in groups larger than 2. See, it was in this Judengasse that Mayer Amschel Rothschild, the founder of one of the most influential banking families, grew up. Mayer Amschel Rothschild was a boy helping his father sell silk and exchange currency until an outbreak of smallpox took his parents when he was just 12. Orphaned, Mayer was placed under the care of relatives. Soon after, he was sent as an apprentice to a prominent Jewish banking house in Hanover under Simon Wolf Oppenheimer. It was here that Mayer learned the intricacies of finance, foreign trade, and dealing with influential clientele. At 19, Mayer returned to Frankfurt to join his brothers in the trade business their father had started. Gradually, he began dealing in rare coins. His business connections with Crown Prince Wilhelm of Hesse, a former associate of his father's, allowed Mayer to expand his reach. When the prince ascended the throne, the path was paved for what would become the Rothschild banking dynasty. The French Revolution, a period spanning from 1789 to 1799, when French citizens overthrew the monarchy, proved pivotal for Mayer. While battles raged, Mayer facilitated payments from the British for hiring Hessian soldiers during the American Revolution. These soldiers were auxiliary troops from Germany, hired to fight for other nations. Mayer's role in facilitating these payments showcased his financial acumen and strategic prowess. It was no wonder that Mayer was able to create such a powerful banking dynasty. Before the revolution, in 1770, Mayer married Ghetto Schnapper, the daughter of a court agent, receiving a sizable dowry. They had 5 sons and 5 daughters who eventually became integral to the family business. When his sons came of age, Mayer sent them across Europe to establish a linked banking network from Frankfurt to Naples, Vienna, Paris, and London. The Rothschild created a web of financial influence. This network allowed them to offer aid and loans to governments during wars, further cementing their wealth and influence. With increasing stakes in various governments through the aid rendered, the Rothschilds diversified their investments into industries like real estate, mining, and construction. Of his sons, Nathan turned out to be the most successful. His influence on financial systems in London couldn't be overstated. It was widely said that he regulated the exchange rate in the city. He could be called Midas's protege, as everything he touched was a success. A clever and intelligent man, he managed money quite smartly and was welcomed in top rooms where some important global decisions were being made. His business acumen earned him a reputation akin to that of Napoleon in war. Baron Bering once said, "I have not the nerve for his operations. They are well planned, with great cleverness and adroitness in execution. But he is in money and funds what Napoleon was in war." This was high praise from a rival banking family. Other sons also held significant roles. Amschel managed the Frankfurt branch, Salomon oversaw operations in Austria, Kalman handled affairs in Naples, and Jacob was in charge of France. Meyer ensured that the family's wealth remained consolidated by encouraging marriages within the family, a strategy that both strengthened their financial position and perpetuated their legacy. This patrilineal system ensured the inheritance only went to male descendants and females could not directly inherit. The Rothschilds expanded their influence across multiple industries. They played a crucial role in financing Germany's Taunus Railway, aiding the creation of the Suez Canal, and providing Brazil's independence from Portugal. They loaned over $400 million, equivalent to over $14 billion today, to European governments, aiding the continent's industrialization.
The Rothschilds were quite strong in the 19th century. They were at the core of the industrialization movement, like in England or like in Germany, but maybe even more in France. They play a huge role in the steel industry, in the bank industry, the bank obviously, and in the railways. They were the first who create the railways in France.
Frederick Morton, an author, once remarked that the Rothschild conquered the world more thoroughly, more cunningly, and more lastingly than all the Caesars before. Their ventures included significant contributions to the mining industry through the Rio Tinto Mining Company and involvement in the creation of Rhodesia, a territory rich in resources like copper, coal, and gold. Rhodesia is in the present-day Zambia and Zimbabwe area. They acquired numerous properties across Europe, and their wealth and influence made acquiring new assets a breeze. The Rothschild also held stakes in various global industries, including companies like Mitsubishi Core, Air Products and Chemicals, and First Quantum Minerals. The Rothschild's contributions extended beyond finance. They had been involved in numerous philanthropic activities, with some family members serving in the military or pursuing interests in arts and music. However, their immense influence has not been without controversy. The family has faced anti-Semitic rhetoric and conspiracy theories, often emphasizing their Jewish origins and global financial control.
At least 2 centuries, when you say Rothschild, immediately everyone knows the Jews. So there is a kind of linkages between the Rothschild myths, anti-Semitism, and this.
So the original source for the Rothschild conspiracy is from 1846 with a pamphlet written by a Frenchman called Georges Denville under a pseudonym called Satan. Now this...
Despite these baseless claims, no substantial evidence has ever been provided to support these theories.
That Rothschild family then controlled world events is of course a myth. It's a conspiracy, and why the Rothschilds? Basically because they're Jewish. So this was written by an anti-Semite who saw the world through the lens of vast Jewish conspiracy, and the Rothschilds were a convenient or very prominent family that could be ascribed.
Today, the Rothschild line of succession has thinned out due to various factors. The richest Rothschild alive is David, an environmentalist and explorer, estimated to be worth $10 billion. Other notable members include Nathaniel Rothschild, a British financier, and Ariane de Rothschild, the CEO of Edmond the Rothschild Group. As society has evolved, so has the Rothschild family. While their influence and power may not be as pronounced as in the past, their impact on global finance and history is undeniable. As Niles' Weekly Register noted in 1836, the Rothschild are the wonders of modern banking. Not a cabinet moves without their advice. They stretch their hand with equal ease from St. Petersburg to Vienna, from Vienna to Paris, from Paris to London, from London to Washington. And I leave you with this question: what more can they desire?